model. If you cannot be a role model, then you are not a good teacher. Know yourself fine as a classroom teacher, but in the process, let the students see in you what you are telling them. If they can't see that, well, sorry, you are not a good teacher. So, those of us who know our stuff very well and the like, let our own behavior show that we have the highly recognized and valued virtues and we exhibit them at all times. If we don't exhibit them, then we are not teachers. You cannot be telling somebody to be early to school and you always come late. So how can you now control those latecomers? Will you control them from their home using the remote control? No. So you must carry the things and they see it in you. That is the number one thing there. So let me just mention the other ones. Okay, so teachers serve as role models. Their behavior, attitude, and way of dealing with students and others set a powerful example. The way you interact and you set a very powerful example. So if it is from the negative side, well, you belong to that area, but we as teachers must always try to do it from the positive side. Through consistent demonstration of honesty, empathy, patience, and respect, teachers inspire students to emulate those traits. When they watch you, they want to be like you. But today, there was another record released by today. Where do we have the examples to really look on now? We have so much bad examples around us that we find it very difficult to really learn and become better persons. So let me just run through the others by mentioning them. Because some of the others, that will be a role model. Nobody can stop you from being a role model. Nobody can stop you from being a role model. It's only you that can stop yourself from being a role model. But the other ones, that the other role that the teacher can play, other people will have to play a part in it. So if those people fail in playing that part, then there will be a system collapse. Say, for example, creating a value-based environment. That the teacher should always create a value-based environment. And this is simply by way of, if you are in the classroom, culture where values like cooperation, responsibility, fairness, and respect are embedded in day-to-day interactions. This safe, respectful environment becomes a living example of values in action. What that tries to mean that anywhere you are, you should be able to emanate from you things that will make everybody feel at home. But in the classroom situation, we all know that there are some dissidents, no matter how much you try to bring them down from the negative part, they will want to do a thing that is contrary. That I said, other factors, others may affect that. But for you as a role model, nothing. If you really have those traits and qualities in you, the environment should not be able to make you say, I don't care. All the two things you're not there. No, you are you. So your role model exhibition must continue under any circumstances. say integration into curriculum, the teacher does not plan curriculum. So the curriculum is given to the teacher. But in the course of teaching your lesson, you should be able to bring in these qualities, which again is the role model. You are in a class, two pupils or two students will do the same thing, and you overlook one and you punish the other. That does not show fairness. Does it show fairness? No. So you must be on the straight line. You must be light travels in a straight line. You don't have to bend the rules because you want to favor somebody. You don't have to bend the rules. Mentorship and guidance. Majority of those that, as we talked together, on level of value and guidance, who are supposed to guide the students under us. We are supposed to mentor them, tell them what should be, what should not be. If they are going the wrong way, you must bring them to the right path. I think that for those who went for higher teaching, they all studied guidance and counseling at one level or the other. And that is a role the teacher must play. Then discipline with compassion. We cannot rule away discipline. But the caveat here is, say, character building is reinforced. Character building is reinforced through fair and consistent discipline. Teachers guide students in understanding consequences, accountability, and the importance of self-control and making amends. So you should be able, where a student goes wrong, just like there's a saying that if you slap a child by way of killing a fly, for him or her to know that you not just give that slap for nothing, you show the fly or mosquito whatever to the student. So that way he will understand that it was not just ordinary slap, but you did it for his or her benefit, not because you want to be wicked. There are some teachers, like you know and I know, that is not really for the purpose of a correction, but as a good teacher, your discipline should be correction based. Then encouraging reflection. Good teachers promote self-awareness and reflection. They ask thought-provoking questions and encourage students to think critically about their actions, beliefs, and the impact on others. Because some may just even decide to be noisemakers. They don't even know what their noise making does to others. Because some persons may need the quiet of the environment for them to concentrate. Then some, they don't have any such time. So you as a teacher, if a student is disturbing and every other thing is happening, then as a good teacher, it's expected of you to let the students know the impact of such disturbance. That you don't give to people what you cannot take. So we are making noise and disturbing others. But there are certain things you do, if the teacher knows, for example, that the students may not like. Then if you simple question say, if somebody does this kind of thing to you, how would you feel? Then if the student comes down to some level, he will reflect and try to think of the impact of his or her actions on her classmates and people around. Then another here is number 7, say collaboration with parents and community. This one not 19. Because those days, we do know that a stubborn child is brought to the school for proper correction, for the character of that child to be highly molded. But and what instruments do we have apart from the other ones we have mentioned for? Part of the instruments, mild punishment and things like that are part of the instrument. And we know that you can flog, but brutality is different from the flogging. Even for some students, as they see the king, everything is over. No more disturbance. But some, when they see the king, they don't really care whether it's a king or not. So at times, one will now be tempted to go a little beyond, cross the boundary of because anger. But we do know that anger is not one of the best. There's nowhere you will go to, and anger will be mentioned as a virtue. So we should really control our anger. But then, this is, no matter whether mild or not, students, if you try to discipline any child, no matter how stubborn, even the child is even at home, they will carry fights, either to you in the school or in your own personal environment. But not the same. We have it theoretically and how we can go about it, because it's more branch of the government, of the teachers, which is that kind of punishment that if you do not speak a language I do not understand to me, it will not make any impact. If you want to address somebody, you should speak the language that the person understands. And we don't know then, not when you cross the boundary, that corporal punishment made many of us to behave ourselves. That governments and parents came together and made sure that you do not have that free will of trying to impact moral values on their children. So in summarizing the lecture, I want to unequivocally state that the teacher is just someone. It's not just someone who imparts knowledge from textbooks. The teacher is not just someone that imparts knowledge from textbooks. But the teacher is a guide, mentor, is a guide, a mentor, and above all, a role model. I will continue to stress a role model because that is the level of teaching where you take your teaching to that will also make you a love. I laugh what to use now. That will make the students to always rally around you. But if you do not exhibit that kind of environment within yourself, students cannot be with you. Being honestly lenient with them or being honestly permissive will not help anybody. You should know when and where to draw the line. The teacher plays a pivotal role in building character and instilling values that last a lifetime. Some of the children we teach today, what we impart on them till tomorrow, they will remember you for it. They will remember you for it. From the way a teacher speaks to how they handle challenges. Every action sets an example. Students learn integrity, honesty, kindness, patience, and responsibility, not just through lessons, but through the teacher's own behavior. This silent teaching often leaves the deepest impact. It begins with creating an environment where students, learners, or people feel respected and valued. A good teacher promotes fairness, encourages cooperation, and fosters a culture of mutual respect. In such a way, in such a space, values are not taught, they are lived. Not the question of do what I say. No. If you are the one that says do what I say and not what I do, then it means that you are living a double life. And you will not be of any value to anybody. So a good teacher creates that situation where the values and virtues are lived, not preached, not just preaching them. I brought in religious and spiritual leaders. We do know that many of them fall into this category of creating a situation where values are taught but not lived. But for a real teacher, a good teacher, he should create that environment where values are not just taught, but they are lived. Moreover, teachers have the unique ability to connect values to real life situations, whether it's through stories, classroom discussions, or historical events. They can inspire critical thinking about what is right and just. They also help learners reflect on their behavior and make better choices. Importantly, discipline from a teacher should come from a place of care, not punishment. Through guidance and understanding, teachers teach students accountability, empathy, and the strength to correct their mistakes. In collaboration with parents and the wider community, teachers form the bridge that aligns personal, social, and moral development. Together, they ensure that the values instilled in students are deep-rooted and consistent. In conclusion, the role of a teacher in character building goes far beyond academics. Teachers plant the seeds of wisdom, nurture the roots of integrity, and help grow individuals who are not only knowledgeable but also kind, respectful, and responsible citizens. Thank you for your time in listening to this discourse that may broaden your horizon for belonging to one or more categories of